It's that time again. It is once again time to talk about a dinosaur figure. Now, as many of you probably already know, I don't normally do figure reviews on this channel, but every once in a while, there is a figure that is just so amazing, so breathtaking, such a beautiful sight to see that I have no choice but to talk about it. And today, that figure is the Nanmu Studio Allosaurus. And as you can see, this one is known as the crooked-mouthed guy. Very clearly, this figure is based off of Broken Jaw from Dinosaur Revolution, one of the most famous Allosaurus portrayals in any form of media ever. When I saw that Nanmu Studios was going to be making a figure of this guy, I didn't hesitate to pre-order it. It took a while for it to finally get here, but now it's finally here, and we're going to talk about it. So first things first, we need to take it out of the box, and so we're going to do that on camera first. Remove it here, and here it is. And there's actually like there's multiple hands that you can give this guy, and of course a full stand that you can use to, of course, balance the figure. Hello, how's it going? You can't really see it, but that is an Allosaurus hand. And here it is. Here it is. Now, if I remember correctly, there's two options that you can get. One of them has the broken jaw, while one of them does not. I obviously opted to go for the one that has a broken jaw. Now, I think that they also have a figure that's not articulated. Obviously, this one is articulated. So if, articulated figures are not quite your thing, then that might be an option, but don't quote me on that. Now, this is my second time purchasing from Nanmu Studio. Also, don't mind the new shirt. I recorded this section already, but audio issues happened for some reason, so we're doing this again. Anyway, this is my second time purchasing from Nanmu Studio, and it will not be the last. This is so insanely good. It's just like, it's insane. Like, it's just absolute insanity how good it's. That was my daughter. But it's just absolutely insane how good this figure is on just like across the board. The details in the figure are a real sight to see. You can see each individual wrinkle as well as all the scales, and just all of the details are present here. The arms look really quite nice. They certainly do remind me of Allosaurus arms, even though they're not the most accurate in the world. Of course, they're mainly based off of the Allosaurus from Dinosaur Revolution, so they're accurate in that way. The legs look really good, and I also really like the tail. There's also a bit of a wire in the tail, so you're able to bend it however you see fit, which I think is, that's always a nice inclusion. But the head is the true standout right here. It looks just like Broken Jaw from Dinosaur Revolution. It is just, it's amazing. Like, just look at that face. Obviously, it's not going to focus right here, so I'm going to have like B-roll footage, but it's amazing. All of the details are here. The shape of his skull is spot on. The stripe that he has over his eye that goes down to his lower jaw looks amazing. The nasal crest that he has, like right on top of his, his snout, and the lacrimal crests are incredibly accurate to his on-screen appearance. The lacrimal crests are like those little triangular crests that you can see right in front of his eye. He does have spikes on the back of his neck, which I assume are like keratinous in structure. That is something that Broken Jaw had in Dinosaur Revolution, so it's another thing that adds to the accuracy. And obviously the main talking point about Broken Jaw is his broken jaw. It's present on this version of the figure, and it's incredibly accurate in the way that it's kind of just like shifted to the right side of his face, to his right-hand side. And that's insanely detailed too. Like, you can see how it looks just very deformed, and even some of the teeth are crooked as a result. It is insanely good, and I love it so much. I'm surprised that this is our first time seeing a figure like this. Like, Broken Jaw is a perfect Allosaurus to be made into figure form. As far as the articulation goes, I think that Nanmu Studio does it best. Out of all of the articulated figures that I have, I like with my articulated T-Rex, like Jurassic Park T-Rex, and now with Broken Jaw, I don't struggle to pull off some really cool poses. And I don't even use the stands that they provide. I'm sure that there's a lot of poses that I could pull off with the stands, but so far I just haven't found the need for them. I'm sure that many of you know of some insanely cool poses that require the stand, but I don't think I'm quite that creative. The poses that I've done so far don't really require it, but that also just speaks to how good the articulation is. As you can see, like there's a lot of ways that you can move this figure around. The neck is incredibly flexible. Of course, the mouth can open. The arms are, you can like spread them out like this so that, it's like, he's in a bit of a defensive stance or something. The legs can like have a huge range of motion. Even just now, I'm just doing random things, and you can like pull off some really cool poses, or you just have one of him like looking around like this, like, oh, what's that over there? It looks so good. I love it so much. Now, a little bit of information about Broken Jaw. Technically, Broken Jaw is based off of an actual Allosaurus specimen, a lower jaw that was found that seems to be broken. It's an incredibly fragmentary Allosaurus, so I don't think we really know what the rest of the animal looked like, but the actual fossil was found to be Allosaurus fragilis, which is one of the North American species of Allosaurus. In Dinosaur Revolution, Broken Jaw was interpreted as an Allosaurus europaeus, which is the European species that we know about. There's 4 species in total: Allosaurus anax, Allosaurus fragilis, Allosaurus europaeus, and Allosaurus jemedzini. And like I said, Broken Jaw was Allosaurus europaeus. Now, there is a possibility that Allosaurus europaeus is simply just synonymous with Allosaurus fragilis, which means that Allosaurus fragilis lived in both North America and Europe, which would be insane. But I don't think there's anything final about that. But that's certainly something that's worth mentioning. Regardless, this is seriously just a beautiful figure. Ahsoka, she loves it. As you can tell, look at her. She likes it. It's probably one of my favorite Allosaurus figures that I have right now. It is definitely going to go on the Allosaurus shelf over here. I already have a Beast of the Mesozoic, or is that Cyberzoic? I can't remember. Either way, I have an Allosaurus jemedzini from Creative Beast Studios. There's an Allosaurus humerus, and there's an Allosaurus claw, all on that shelf. So Broken Jaw will fit in right over there. But I cannot sing its praises enough. Like, it's just so amazing. Nanmu Studio just does phenomenal work. I've only bought 2 so far, and I'm definitely going to buy more in the future. Like, if they release something that is right up my alley, I will be one of the first to pre-order it. I cannot recommend it enough. But that's pretty much all I have for this video today. Thank you. Oh, I didn't even mention though, but the colors are spot on. This is pretty much what Broken Jaw looked like in the show. I don't know if I mentioned that with the details portion, but it's true. Colors are really good. But that's pretty much all I have for today. Thank you guys so much for watching, and have an awesome day.